Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today I want to talk a little bit about a couple things. One is a couple of weeks ago I was talking about this particular gentleman, Canadian that expat here in the Philippines that needed money because he was here for 3 years without paying any kind of visa fees, and he got himself behind and he was just unable to keep up. And then I'm going to talk about scamming here in the Philippines and being aware of people in general. This particular Canadian, he's on the Foreigner in the Philippines site, and this Canadian is talking about, I talked about this before, they gave him money to go get his BI cleared and pay the fees that is due. And then what happens is, once you're behind like that, they will just basically deport you and put you on blacklist. And the blacklist is basically you can't come back here. But you pay the fees, you can exit the country. It's not a problem. What had happened, he was going to go do that, and he did that, and apparently he gave the money to someone, and it was the ambassador of Canadian ambassador he supposedly gave the money to. The Canadian ambassador took the money and gave him no receipt. He came back home, and he's waiting on the embassy to give him information. In between that time, he bought a motorcycle, I understand, and he's done other things. So the questioning here is, where'd the funds go and what happened? You really don't know. I mean, I don't know the story on this thing. I have not talked to the guy. But the main thing I'm making this is just be aware. Sometimes expats come here and they're thinking that the money that they have, now it's all cash here in the Philippines. So what you do, you just come here. Let's just say your budget is $1,000 a month. You don't want to go over the $1,000 a month. I'm using that example. So you know that your rent and electric and everything, water and everything is going to run, just say 5,000 peso a month. Just say that. Just say 6,000. Just say 6,000. And you know that that's, let's just say $150, $200. Then the rest can go for food and like rent, internet, and all the other things, fuel, taxi service, all the stuff that you have. Well, you have to be aware that that cash, once it's gone, it's gone. And if you need it, you just get it. So whether it's bank, Visa card, or whatever. And that's another thing. You got to make sure your Visa card is accepted here. You have to contact the bank before you leave U.S. and say, hey, I'm going to Philippines. Put me on a 6-month or a year or 2 years. Just I'm going to be living there for a period of time. Make sure my card goes through fine, and they'll make it available for that area. Now, I think what happens a lot of times is people come here, they're not aware of that. They thought the visa will work. You just have to let your bank know. But this particular guy took the money, left, came back. Now he's needing another $100, $200 go back up to get it all squared away again. I don't know. My personal opinion is, my opinion only, I believe he may have a girlfriend up in Manila. But apparently he was married before, and he's got this new wife we thought was his wife. It's really not his wife. He's got a baby by this one. It's a year, 2 years old. So some people come here and just get in a bad situation. He may have gotten a bad situation with someone, found himself in a bad deal, tries to get it all squared away. In between that time, he doesn't keep his BI up, his visas up. Then he finds himself behind the 8 ball and can't get caught up. Now he's really in a hole. Now how do you get out of it? Money. It's just all there is to it, money. But then if he leaves, he can't come back to his child anymore and his present girlfriend. So here you just have to be aware. If you're going to do something here, just be aware that when you get married, you're married for life here. You cannot get out of it. So if you plan on getting married, just get married. Now there's a bill that just passed. Duterte may not for divorce here, and apparently it's a possibility that it may go through 100%, that there will be divorce here in the Philippines. I do not know, but there's a bill that's been passed already, and it's going to Senate now. So we'll see what happens with that. But I want to just tell a little bit about scammers. Just be aware there's some expats here that will ask you for money, and you just don't give it to them. You know, if there's something you can help them with, like buy them the ticket, no worries. You buy them the ticket from here to Manila, a non-refundable ticket. Or they need food, you buy them food and give it to them. You don't give them the money so they go buy whatever they want to buy or pay off debt that they have. And in some cases, some Americans come here and they just get in debt with loans and things like that. And there's loan sharks here. So you have to be careful with that, where they come by and pick up the money every week and you just pay that fee and then you pay interest on top of that. And the interest usually is 50%, 40 to 50%. So if you borrow, let's just say $1,000, it's going to cost you $2,000 to get out of that and then some. So you just have to be prepared for that. And you can borrow money. You can borrow money here. It's not a problem borrowing money, but it's the type of people you'll borrow it from. So you have to just, when you come to areas like this, you just have to be aware of where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, and just be aware of things. Thank you for watching, and please hit subscribe.